Wilson Morales from Black Screen TV. Hello, folks. How's it going?
Big up,
Good,
Hi,
Wilson.
man.
how are you?
Hey, Ari, does one need to be caught up with current times to get an idea as to where this movie's coming from?
Well, I think we were all there, right? We were all, there for lockdown. So, if anything, um, I've, I feel that, it's a film that everybody can't help but bring their own baggage to. Uh, so, uh, yes, I think maybe instead of you need to be caught up with current times, just you will be caught up.
At one point, there was somebody sitting next to me and they thought this was a Columbo movie. Because it's like, what's happening, but is it going to play out the way we think it is? And then it just goes different ways. That's why I said you need to be caught up because if you just don't know, if you forget, you're just watching a caper gone horribly bad. You wait, and sometimes it gets comedic, there's comedy in there. So you want to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love that. I love Columbo. If only Peter Falk was around.
Hopefully, the audiences will get the reference when I'm going with there.
Yeah.
Look, I'm saying, I look at this movie and I go, what would John Dutton do if he was in this situation?
Oh man, yeah. I I don't know.
You
I
know,
don't know what he
I
would
was like,
do.
you're in uniform. It's like, did he leave the set and go to the movies? Now, but what led you to say yes to take me on this project?
It was less saying yes and more sort of like begging to be in it. Ari's one of my favorite filmmakers, and I heard he was teaming up with Joaquin again, and I was sent the script and absolutely loved it. And like you said, I think there's something really special about Ari's films. I've been reading scripts for 20 years now, and at this point, anytime I go see a movie or read a script, I can basically sort of halfway through tell you what's gonna happen over the next half of the movie. And there's no way I could ever do that with an Ari Aster film, and I think that's what keeps it exciting, even for people who it's our job to make them. And there's not a lot of people who can sort of like do that for me anymore. And so I feel like we're all very lucky to have Ari doing what he does.
And then there's Michael, as we call him, the one BP in the film. That's how we do it. You're like, anybody else in there? Yeah, they've got Michael Ward. But come on, Michael, let's talk to me. When you took on this role,
Okay, no.
what made you say yes?
Also, like Luke, it was less saying yes and actually, going through the process to try and be in a movie like this. But yeah, when I read the script, I found it really interesting. Obviously, something I've never done before. I just found it mad that you'll never really see someone like myself, being a young black brother from London, being even considered for a role like this. So, for me, it was to show that we can be a part of these kind of stories as well. That was really important to me. But also, getting the chance to work with Ari, seeing some of his movies before that I found really interesting, and they just like are, they stick with you. So, I want to be part of movies that stick with people after they've seen them. I feel like Eddington will definitely do that. So yeah, I'm glad I got to be part of this process.
Ari, is it challenging when you have this caliber of talent in your movie and you got to make them work? Like everybody's got to have a scene in there so that way they don't feel like they're being underused.
Yeah, well, no, you never want to underuse anybody. And yeah, it's the challenge is, in the script phase when you're writing an ensemble film, is yes, managing all of the characters and making sure that they all have arcs, or if they have arcs, making sure that that you're tracking those. But when you have actors like Michael or Luke, or Joaquin, Emma, Austin, Pedro, it's so much less challenging because you have people who are so capable and so good. And in the case of Luke and Michael, those are characters that could have very easily been one note, and I feel like they bring so much to those parts, and so much of themselves to those parts. So no, it was a joy to work with them, and I know that Joaquin really loved working with them and was kind of grounded by them, and it was a really great chemistry with these guys.
Yeah, you guys did well. It was good to see you guys on there. Congrats on the film. We'll talk down the road. Keep it going. We'll take care.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Do
much. Bye-bye.